One of the worst parts about Trump 2.0 is being subjected to this Confederate Barbie every single day and having to hear the most asinine, cruel, and outlandish propaganda we've ever heard coming from somebody who doesn't look like this.
방문하여 주실 것을 초청했습니다.
Like all conservative women on top, she's about halfway through her transformation into the girl gremlin. Even wearing a similar dress, a dress that's getting her called out and completely roasted by Chinese influencers. I mean, seriously, Karoline Leavitt is going viral on Chinese social media after making a complete fool of herself. I've got all of that for you in a second, but first I want to ask y'all to help us out by subbing to Really American. It's free and it helps us out tremendously, so thank you.
Thank you!
Trump's trade war with China has put American consumers and Chinese producers in an interesting predicament, where we're all kind of on the same side against Trump's idiotic taxes, and the Chinese sure aren't holding back with the jokes.
Hello from China. Let me show you the United States products in my home. Nothing. Do you have something from China in your home?
I know I've got like 40 things made in China in this room alone. In addition to the luxury handbags and clothing brands that are being called out by Chinese manufacturers who make those products for them, one specific item, a red dress, caught the eye of a Chinese envoy to Indonesia because this red dress was made in China and was being worn by none other than Karoline Leavitt during the announcement that Trump's tariffs were going to go through.
That tomorrow, the February 1st deadline that President Trump put into place at a statement several weeks ago continues. The president will be implementing tomorrow a 25% tariffs on Mexico, 25% tariffs on Canada, and a 10% tariff on China for the illegal fentanyl that they have sourced and allowed to distribute into our country, which has killed tens of millions of Americans.
It's ironic to be talking shit about what China produces while currently wearing something that China produced. And now the entire internet, ours and theirs, is making fun of Leavitt for bashing China while hypocritically wearing their dress. Here's what the Chinese envoy posted. Accusing China is business. Buying China is life. The beautiful lace on the dress was recognized by an employee of a Chinese company as its product. He went on to keep roasting the US. Soon they will be made in America. Soon. Anytime now, this user said. The envoy replied, yes, made in the USA, with this video of Americans in a sweatshop. But it wasn't just the Chinese raking Karoline over the coals. Americans jumped in on the action too. This user said, should we be expecting a tariff exemption on dresses? Here's another one. Obama couldn't wear a brown suit, but she can wear a Chinese dress while bashing China? Got it. Now, of course, some people are trying to come to Leavitt's defense, like this guy. Different dress. The Chinese are famous for ripping off other designers. A common criticism of these Chinese companies. Here's a short list from the federal government pointing out some egregious cases of IP theft committed by Chinese companies against American ones. DuPont trying to fight back after Chinese authorities launched an antitrust investigation into them. Tesla arguing that a former employee stole their self-driving technology. Chinese authorities require a chemical manufacturer to submit its proprietary information, which was then leaked to its Chinese competitors. But that's not really the full story. The federal government and Republicans would like you to believe that the Chinese are uninventive thieves, unable to create their own products. Our enemy is both too strong and too weak. But American companies are not unfamiliar with IP theft. Back in 2020, when the CEOs of major tech companies were dragged into Congress to testify, Mark Zuckerberg said, I think it's well documented that the Chinese government steals technology from American companies. However, when the CEOs of Apple, Amazon, and Google were all asked, they all shrugged and testified only that they hadn't personally seen any Chinese IP piracy. While many, including the USAG, slammed them for kowtowing to Beijing, there is another reason those firms might not want to shine too bright a light on IP theft. It's become a valuable part of their own business models. The ITC found that Google was infringing on Sonos. Sonos has accused Amazon of stealing the same technologies for its ecosystems. It makes holding China to account much harder. After all, if the richest and most powerful businesses in America are ignoring our intellectual property laws, supposedly some of the strongest in the world, why shouldn't our global adversaries? The truth is that the United States and Chinese markets are more integrated than either government is willing to admit. Consumers in the US have been trained for years to not consider the source of an item before buying it. Chances are that you currently are watching this on a device that was made in China. There are probably products from 5 or 6 countries within an arm's reach of you. As Americans, we don't even think about it, and the Chinese clearly benefit from the business. A business that isn't going to stop just because of Trump.
China, China, China. Get your LED sign with factory price in China. Who doesn't like a shiny gold LED sign? The combination of acrylic and metal makes your logo look more luxurious. Our LED sign is C and UL certification, and we offer 3 years warranty for it. The DHL or FedEx will deliver it to your house no matter where you are. Price depending on the size you need.
It's going to be hard for Karoline Leavitt to get her little fits going now that she has to pay an additional 245% for her Chinese dresses. Of course, I'm sure she'll just get her much older sugar daddy to buy it for her. I'm Tony Hinderman with Really American, and I'll catch you next time.